Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Life Upgrade Podcast show. And this is your host, Fulfillment Obi. Today we'll be talking about defying your gravity. In 1901, the Wright brothers created a flying machine, popularly called the aircraft or airplane. And in 1904, they actually flew and were the first to fly. But before then, people believed that it was impossible to fly and only birds could fly. So when the Wright brothers decided to engage the project, people discouraged them, even their family members discouraged them. But they had to fight against gravity, both psychological and physical. So it is with a lot of us. Maybe you have a dream, maybe you have a vision, maybe you have a project and everyone is saying it's impossible. Maybe you think it's impossible, but it's possible to fly. You just need to defy your gravity and step into greater things. So without further ado, let's get started.
Your first question, what is your aspiration in life?
I know you feeling this one.
My aspiration.
Some of that jazz for your mind.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Nada más venga y ya no hace nada.
Okay.
So much fun for me. I love it. Would you like that?
There are three things we're going to be looking at in this episode. Number one is the nature of impossibility. Number two is gravity and resistance. Number three is how to defy gravity. So ensure you stick around to the end of this podcast episode so that you don't miss anything valuable. Okay, let's get started with the nature of impossibility. Let's talk about the Wright brothers and the obstacles they faced. The Wright brothers were people who understood that it was possible for humans to fly. They were able to envision the future and saw it as a reality. But people around them, the community, the environment was not the kind of environment that supported such idea. And even the church at that moment thought it was not good or was a sin for people to fly. They thought it was going against the laws of God for trying to fly. But these people held into their belief and they saw that it was going to be difficult to break through those barriers. But they did the impossible. They tried and they had a breakthrough. So if the Wright brothers had settled for the mentality or the philosophy in their days, they would have never been able to create the airplane, and maybe would have not had an airplane up to this moment. I'm just saying, but these people saw that it was impossible, but they tried and they had a breakthrough. The other thing to note is that impossibility comes with nature. So it is natural for things to look impossible. It's natural for things that are big to look impossible. But that doesn't mean that impossibilities cannot later turn possibilities. All that matters is the mentality towards the stuff that look impossible. So if you have the willpower to challenge the impossible, it can actually become possible. And the other thing to also note is that there's a thin line between impossibility and possibility. So most things that pose as impossibility are actually possibilities disguising as impossibilities. So there's a thin line that separates these two, and if you are able to challenge the impossible, dare the impossible, you actually find out that these were just possibilities waiting to be harnessed. Now I want to talk about gravity and resistance. There are three things I want to talk about under gravity and resistance. Number one is the vision to fly. Number two is internal resistance. And number three is external resistance. Now let's talk about the vision to fly. Now for you to challenge any impossibility or to challenge the gravity or resistance, you need a vision. Without a vision, it will be impossible for you to handle resistance, because when you take up a mighty project, a big project or a big goal, you're going to face resistance. This resistance makes things look impossible, and a lot of people, because of the resistance or gravity, give up too early and they are unable to realize their dream, unable to tap into their potential, and unable to fulfill their destiny. So the first thing you need when you are going to handle resistance or gravity is the vision to to fly. You must have a vision. You must be able to see into the future. You must be able to visualize the future. Once you have a good vision, clarity of the problem or the resistance, it will be possible for you to fly. Number 2, as I said, is internal resistance. Now, before anybody can sabotage your destiny, sabotage your goal or your dream, it's possible that you do it yourself. It's possible that you do these things internally. So a lot of stuff come into play when you face a very strong enemy, when you're trying to go against resistance or gravity. If you believe inside of you that it's impossible, then it's going to be impossible. Nobody will be able to push you to greatness if you believe that it's impossible. Nobody will be able to help you to actualize your dream once you believe that it's impossible. So there's a kind of internal resistance that builds up whenever we are trying to achieve something great and something big and something glorious. So this internal resistance comes as self-pity, self-talk, low self-esteem, or lack of internal security. Those things contribute to pulling us down. They are so powerful that they have killed a lot of visions, killed a lot of dream, and put people in a state where they are unable to function or unable to challenge the opposition that comes with having a great vision or a great destiny. Number 3, as I said, is external resistance. External resistance are just people or the environment that is trying to limit your opportunities to becoming great. And these are resistance that comes in form of discouragement, comes in form of people trying to pull you back from your goals or your dream. These are resistance that comes when you look at how the system is designed and how your dream is going to go against the system. So external resistance is powerful, but if you have a good vision, you can fight against external resistance. So all these things are just they act like gravity, because gravity in a sense pulls us down and they keep us from flying. But if you can handle these three things, then you can handle the resistance, the gravity that comes with having a great vision, the resistance that comes with having a great plan or a great future. So if you can put all these things into perspective, it will be easy for you to challenge whatever is trying to hold you back, and I assure you that your dreams, your visions will come true. And lastly, this is a sweet part of this episode. I want to talk about how to defy gravity. There are a couple of things we're going to look at, so please just take note. If it's possible, just get a pen and write down these things or note them, because if you understand these things and you put them into practice, you will be able to defy gravity, you'll be able to crush resistance, and it will be easy for you to actualize your dreams, your goals, and your vision. Now, for you to defy gravity, number 1, you must understand and study your limitation. Yes, if you underestimate your limitations, if you do not understand your limitation, it is possible that you fail before you even begin. Some people say it's dead on arrival. Yes, you fail before you even begin. So you have to take time to understand your limitations, study, understand, and know what you are up against. If you can see the possible threats and the limitations you have to face, and you understand, you will be able to come up with a good plan or a good strategy to tackle them. Number 2 is break boundaries and dare the impossible. There are systems that are designed to keep us in patterns, to keep us in position where we'll be unable to function. And once you try to go against this system, the repercussion is maybe sometimes loneliness, people will talk against you, criticism and all that. So you have to break boundaries. You have to be able to push yourself to that extent which people will not dare to go. You have to be able to do things that other people are not willing to do. So break boundaries. If you are willing and ready to break boundaries, then you can defy gravity. Number 3 is don't be scared of failure. Failure are just there to teach us lessons, to give us experience, so we'll move into greater stuff. We'll know how to handle problems in life. So if you're scared of failure, there is no way you will challenge the impossible, because when you have something great, a great vision, a great dream, it's going to look impossible, and there's this possibility that there's a gravity hovering around that vision, trying to pull you down. So if you're scared of failure, you will not be able to take the first step. Number 4 is to always evaluate and reevaluate your methods. Now, there is always more than one way of solving one problem, so don't just stick to a particular pattern. Be always be flexible enough to reevaluate your method. If you try something that's not working, try another way, try and keep trying and trying, keep attacking the problem from different angle, and that problem will yield. Number 5 is that change as much as you can. Be very flexible. Understand that since you're doing something great and something that nobody have done before, and there's resistance and things trying to push you down, pull you down, try as much as you can to change as much as you can. The ability to change give you the opportunity to be flexible. It will give you the opportunity to see things from different perspective, and you will know how to handle these problems, this issue. And if you do this, then you can defy gravity. Number 6 is to take the risk. Yes, it's risky. A lot of things in life will always come with a package of risks, and someone say that risky is the new safety. If you are unable to take risks, if you are unwilling to take risks, if you want to always play it safe, then you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. So the best thing to do is to be willing to take calculated, evaluated risk. And lastly, engage the flight. If after putting all these things into consideration, after planning, after talking to people, after all these things, you must be willing to engage the flight. Take action. Without action, everything you're learning, everything you're studying, everything you're reading about is going to be useless. So try as much as possible to engage the flight. If you engage the flight, it will lead you to a destination and to set you into the future, and you will become someone that is celebrated in the future because you were able to defy gravity and now you can fly. So it is possible for you to fly. It is possible for you to become great. It's possible for you to soar in the sky like an eagle. All you need to do is to learn how to defy gravity, learn how to stand against oppositional resistance, and you'll be able to do much more than you think you can. So this is it for this episode, and I want to believe that you've gained a lot from this episode. So I want you to do a couple of things. These things are really helpful. First, I would love you to subscribe, to go over to Apple Podcast and leave a 5-star review. Share this episode to as many as you can. Don't just listen alone, but if you got something valuable, also share it to as much people as you can. If you are listening to this through newsletter, please just subscribe to our newsletter, the Legacy newsletter. If you subscribe to the Legacy newsletter, you'll be the first to get notification when we release a new episode. We also release articles, and we also do YouTube videos. If you're a Christian, all these things you have learned will only make meaning if you know God. And if you want to grow in the Christian faith, I want to advise you to check out our YouTube channel, The Living Flames of Fire. There we talk about everything concerning the Christian faith, and we are dedicated to help you grow spiritually and to deepen your Christian experience. So check out the Living Flames of Fire YouTube channel or the Living Flames of Fire podcast. We also will help you to promote your service, promote whatever you do. We have a lot of listeners from about 20 plus countries. So if you want to sponsor a product, a project, or a service, just reach out to us. Everything you need will be in the description of this podcast. So do not fail to reach out to us for a sponsorship deal. That will be really helpful, and it will help us take our podcast to the next level. And lastly, just be willing to leave a donation, as that will help us to also provide you with great value. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and until next time, stay blessed and stay empowered. I'll see you in the next episode.